Hi, I'm Marta from travelfortaste.com, where I share simple recipes from all around the world. And today I will share with you my grandma's recipe for Polish potato dumplings, which we call kluski śląskie. These are those soft little balls with a characteristic hole in the middle. And I would usually have it with a nice mushroom sauce. But since in Germany we are now in the middle of asparagus season, let's profit from that. So, in this short video, I will first show you how to do the dumplings, and then I will make this intense, creamy asparagus sauce with Parmesan cheese. But before we start, know that as always, you can find the full list of the ingredients in the description box below the video. Okay, let's make some delicious dumplings. First, we need to cook the potatoes in salted water. It is important to choose the ones with a high starch content so that they are easy to mash. When cooked until soft, I drain the water and let them to cool down. Then I mash them until smooth. Now I flatten the surface and using a spoon I draw a cross in the middle and I remove one of the 4 parts of the puree, creating an empty space which I fill up with potato starch. In other words, I use 1 part of starch for 4 parts of potato puree. This recipe does not call for any flour, so it is actually gluten-free. Next, I add 1 egg and I mix it all together. The easiest is to do it simply by hand. Now to the fun part. Let's form the little balls. I like them the most when they have the size of a large walnut, and using a finger I create a little hole in the middle. The tiny fingers of your little ones are even better for this job. So now I bring a big pot of salted water to a boil and I drop the dumplings in one by one. It is important not to crowd them. There should be only 1 layer. And once the water comes back to a boil, I reduce the heat so it is only gently simmering. After a minute or so, the dumplings will come up and start floating on the surface. From that moment, they need around 8 minutes to cook. Now, if you want to prepare the dumplings in advance, you can store them uncooked, even overnight, well covered in the fridge. Then cook them just before serving because then their texture is the best. These Polish potato dumplings are soft and fluffy and they go really well with the sauce, which is intense in flavor. Usually I would serve them with a mushroom sauce, but since in Germany we are now in the middle of spring, I will show you my creamy asparagus sauce. I start by removing the wooden end of the asparagus. The simple way is to grab it in the middle and at its end and then bend it until it cracks. This way it will break at the correct spot. Next, I chop the asparagus into small pieces, but I leave the heads intact. In a frying pan, I melt a tablespoon of clarified butter. Olive oil will be fine here too. And then I add the asparagus, without the heads for the moment. And with a pinch of salt, I fry them shortly on a high heat. Such green asparagus is the best when it still has a bit of a crunch, so it really doesn't need much time. I do it only for 1 or 2 minutes. Then I finally add the heads and the thinly chopped clove of garlic. I stir it for around 30 seconds, just until the garlic starts to give its aroma. And I add 1 cup of cream. I bring it to a boil and I reduce the heat. I let it simmer for another 2 minutes so that the sauce reduces just a bit and I turn the heat off. To finish, I add Parmesan cheese. I stir it once more and that's it. Our intense, creamy asparagus sauce is ready to meet the dumplings. This dish brings together many things I like. First of all, there are those soft dumplings which bring me back to my childhood and my grandma's cooking. I love how they contrast with the intense cheesy sauce. And of course there's the asparagus, which I will argue is the best spring vegetable, or at least the one that I wait the most for. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to stay up to date with all my newest step-by-step recipes, do subscribe to my channel and click the bell so that you are notified when my newest videos are out. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you soon. Bye!